Okay. The meeting tonight is for the conduct of town business by the town board. The public is invited to participate at the items marked on the agenda, public comment. During the next segment of the meeting, if you have a question or a comment for the supervisor, please raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged. Please state that your full name and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start the meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for all our brave men and women fighting all over the world for democracy and freedom, also for our first responders. Thank you. Okay, first of all, this is going to be a public hearing on the 2020 preliminary budget. Anybody have any questions on the budget? It's your money. Okay, we're going to spend it wisely. So I can tell you about the budget. We're below the cap, so I think everybody in taxpayers on the property tax side are going to be happy about the final results of our taxes. I'd like to thank Christina Wilco, our budget director, and Scott Corcoran and the board for participating. I'm going to leave the public hearing open in case anybody does want to make a comment on the budget. Other than that, I'm going to move right along. First of all, I'd like to make it an agenda, a motion to change the agenda and add ice rink and add Ulster County Planning Board referral.
I'll motion.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you. A motion to approve minutes from the September 23rd, 2019 Town Board meeting.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, gentlemen. Authorized payment of bills, $165,823.53.
So motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the time that the public has a chance to comment on the agenda. If there's no comments, we'll move right along. On the presentation, it's an honor and privilege to do these presentations tonight. These are the pride of Marlborough. Commendation. First up is Marlborough Hose of Volunteer Firefighters. Whereas July 10, 2019, a serious catastrophic for the community was averted thanks to their quick action in rescuing a driver and containing the fuel in an overall rollover oil truck accident on Route 9W. And by their response, they have shown the utmost in selflessness service. Be resolved that the town of Marlborough is pleased to bestow this honor with sincere appreciation. This is Marlborough Hose Volunteer Firefighters. Please come up and Marlborough. Come on up, guys. ask for you to show up, sir. Okay, next up is the chief. Chief Kokoza in the Town of Marlborough Police Department, whereas July 10, 2019, a serious catastrophic for the community was averted thanks to their quick action in rescuing a driver and containing the fuel in a rollover oil truck accident on Route 9W. And by their response, they have shown the utmost in selfless service. Be it resolved that the Town of Marlborough is pleased to bestow this honor with sincere appreciation. Thank you very much, Chief. Great job. Okay, Milton Engine Company number 1. I get better as I keep on saying this. Whereas July 10, 2019, a serious catastrophic for the community was averted thanks to their quick action in rescuing a driver and containing the fuel in a rollover oil truck accident on Route 9W. And by their response, they have shown the utmost in selfless service. Be resolved that the Town of Marlborough is pleased to bestow this honor with sincere appreciation. This Pride of Marlborough commendation to Milton Engine Company number 1. Alan, Gail, guys, come on up.
One more.
And this one is to John Alonji in the Town of Marlborough Highway Department. Whereas July 10, 2019, a serious catastrophe for the community was averted thanks to their quick action in rescuing a driver and containing the fuel in a rollover oil truck accident on Route 9W. And by their response, they have shown the utmost in the selfless service. Be resolved that the Town of Marlborough is pleased to bestow this honor with sincere appreciation. John Alonji in the Marlborough Highway Department. Thank you, John. Come on up. How about a big round of applause for all these gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen? So if you don't really have anything to say about the budget, you could leave or just stay. But
These meetings are a lot of fun.
they're a lot of fun.
You guys want to stay?
And this is the biggest crowd we've gotten in years. So I just want to let you know that also shout out to Rosemary Wine, who is being awarded by Senator Skoufis on her commendation that myself and the town board put into the senator for all her work and grant writing and everything. And that ceremony is going to be on November the 13th at 4 p.m. at the train station, and she'll be presented with that award. And she's another public servant that just keeps on giving to the community. So thank you, Rosemary. So we're going to continue with report of departments and boards.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you again.
Oh, yeah, take me home. I'm going to talk about that. I'm sorry. I missed it.
I'm just keeping you in line.
I know.
She leave? I told her as soon as everybody leaves, start twisting the baby's arm. I told her to twist the baby's arm. That's right. Screaming.
It's my friend's wife.
So also on presentation, we have Take Me Home Pet Rescue. Lucia just let me know that she's coming down with some cold, and so she wasn't able to make it. But to announce that on Saturday, October the 19th, which is the day after my birthday, just a little pun there. Between 11 and 3, she'll be celebrating 5-year anniversary of Take Me Home, a Pet Rescue. And so if you can make that, that'd be great. That's Saturday, October the 19th, 11 to 3. I know we're going to help with the porta potty. The Democrats added their community fund. So there'll be a porta potty up there, and it should be a good time. And she's just a great woman, and she does a lot for rescuing pets. So if you could put that on your calendar, Saturday, October 19th, that'd be very much appreciated.
Al, where is that going to be?
It's going to be, thank you, gentlemen, it's going to be at the dog park.
Dog park. Okay.
Milton Dog Park at Sands Avenue, so it should be a good time. Okay, so let's move along with the report of departments and boards. So Supervisor Lanzetta's report. Worked on the budget with all departments, and Councilman Corcoran, Budget Director of Wilklow, and met throughout the month of September. Like I said, a great job. Thank the board for anticipating. I was very pleased with the final results, and we'll move forward and make that once it becomes the final budget report. Joined with Senator James Skoufis at Frank's Deli in Marlborough for town hall meeting. That went very well. Construction meeting for Route 9W, low pressure sewer, with engineer Dennis Larios, DOT rep John Riley, and Merritt Construction rep. And as you know, Merritt Construction is the company is doing the low pressure sewer line, and they started today. I stopped by and saw them and chatted with them. So far, things are looking well. They haven't hit stone or rock, so that's always a good thing. They're very qualified to do this job, and they're very interesting. So they're great operators on that machine. That machine is just unbelievable. And then I also stopped at Chestnut Petroleum, Dunkin' Donuts, and they're moving along really great too. Hopefully in December they might open. They're looking forward to doing that. They're making sure that they get everything buttoned up, and then it's just a matter of, I think, the paving, that they have to make sure that the paving, makers of the blacktop plants are open at that time. But I think they stay late, pretty late these days, to December. I know that Dominic does it. I attended a UC supervisors meeting in Kingston, met with manufacturers of new playground equipment, just to let you know. I think I talk about that later on, okay. Attended the town board meetings, town planning board meetings, attended meetings on Milton Train Station Foundation, attended a meeting on Marlborough Historic Society, met with Councilman Baker and New York City DOT reps to review 9W paving project implements. Actually have a meeting November the 19th with Senator Skoufis, and I think it's just going to be the senator, to meet with DOT to make sure, see if we can get more stuff into it from our 9W corridor study. Met with, but they are going to, their DOT is planning, right, Howard, in 2020 to repave 9W corridor from Orange County line up to Highland.
Yes.
To the drugstore. Is that Rite Aid or whatever?
That's right.
Okay, so that's exciting. Met with Water Superintendent Charlie Maggio and Brooklyn Bolly representative, discussed water pressure issue. We resolved that. They're going to put in two, I guess, relief valves or pressure relief valves, something like that, yeah. So that brings down the pressure. One for their sprinkler system and one for their plant. Had a conference call with project engineer members of the Milton Landing project, and with Councilman Baker, and Rosemary Wine also was on that discussion on the South Pier restoration. You want to say anything about that, or Howard, about we had through the construction recommendation from each of the people that were there for the RFP. They made some suggestions, and I guess they're adding it into the RFP.
Yeah, they want to do a sort of a test bore to make sure they know how deep the pilings will have to be, because the depth of the piling has a lot to do with the cost of the project. If they're a certain length, they're much more expensive, so they want to make sure that they go into the project with that knowledge. So they're going to add to the RFP this test boring. Actually, they're going to pull out a piling and do some measurement. They also want to know if they're up against rock or if it's a silty bottom. That also makes a difference as to how long the pilings will be. So they want to do this testing beforehand. So they're going to bid on that as a separate step in the RFP process. Is that right, Rosemary?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Howard.
When is that period where they can actually go in and...
The period that they can actually vibrate is when, Rosemary? Right. Pounding is the bad thing.
Okay.
It'll depend on when they go in, what they find. If it's sandy.
I probably should have had you come up
But the
here,
restricted
so
time is coming up, right?
Yes, it is. But if they have to pound, that's really what and if there's more rock, then they would do more pounding. So that would delay things. If it's more loose material, then they can vibrate it in, and that's not so restrictive.
so we'll find out pretty soon. Because they did that as soon as they did that immediately, and they went out.
Yes.
You might have to come up here, Rosemary, because I don't think people are.
There's another item that's going to
Sorry
be
about that.
Slight delay.
Another thing Erin Moore mentioned, that she's the engineer, that one of the, we have 3 really good contractors coming to bid. They were at the pre-bid meeting. I went down to have pictures of them there. But one of their vendors that they were trying to get quotes from said there is now available an 8-foot ramp that we could use to get off the pier down to shore instead of 2 4-foot one, which is what they proposed, which would be better for everybody and give us more room. So I just wanted to add that.
Thank you.
Rosemary. Is that on?
So the actual opening of the bids will happen on the 22nd now, I think? Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, Howard. Joined Newburgh Supervisor Piaquato and Local 17 President Todd DiOrio to speak to Orange County legislator about the impact of the Anscamer project. That was the first time I was in front of the Orange County legislator. They have that's in Goshen. It's a beautiful facility. I could tell you that me and Supervisor Piaquati were the only two in favor out of the 40 people that were there, but it worked out. We had fun. The Orange County legislature did support it and passed a resolution in favor of the Dance Scammer project. Met with the playground committee leaders and Dave Zambito and playground equipment manufacturer at Cluett Chance Park to discuss the removal of the old equipment. We determined that even though I tried to see if somebody wanted it, it wasn't really worthwhile. And I discussed that with Dave, and Dave just came in the next day with his machinery and just ripped it all out. And Mr. Lamella donated his service by donating a roll-off. So within hours, the old one was gone, and we have a sign up there saying that a new one is coming and apologize for the inconvenience. So that's up there. I want to thank Dave Zambito. Just remarkable. He just went in there and the next day pulled it all out. Actually, it wasn't as deep as we thought it was, and the footings weren't that deep. So putting in the new playground, Dave said that the digging is going to be easy. He doesn't anticipate any problems. And Mr. Longi donated the roll-off, so shout out to Dave and John Lamella. Sorry. I got John Alongi on my mind. I don't know. You're in a roll-off business, John? So, Mr. Lamella, John Lamella. Met with Senator Skoufis and Assemblyman John Jacobson to announce the receipt of $550,000 in state aid for Tomvac rehabilitation. That was another great event. At one time, Jonathan said that he was giving me $5.5 million. I said I would accept it, but it wasn't that case. I don't know.
One zero too many.
Yeah, a couple of zeros too many. So it was great. It got good play. They got Spectra News involved, and Spectra did a nice article about it on the news station. And then just recently we met with Congressman Delgado to show rehabilitation of the Milton train station and the future restoration of the pier at Milton Landing, and also met with representatives of the farming community, and that was very successful today. Thank you for Congressman Delgado taking out his from a busy time, especially this time of year, to come and see what we're doing in Milton, especially at the landing. And that's my report. Building Inspector Thomas Corcoran. Who's got that? You want to read that?
Okay. Building Department, month of September 2019. Certificate of Occupancy 5. Request for Information 16. Trailer Park Renewal 0. Building Extension 6. Fire Inspection 17. Fire Call 0. Total mileage 1,038. SOP Work Order 0. ZBA Application 1. Order to remedy 8, complaints 22, burn permits issued 26, clothing bin renewal 0, gas usage 67 gallons, building permits 12, additions and renovations 0 barns, 1 commercial, 0 carport, 0 deck stairs, 1 demolition, 3 electrical HVAC, 1 furnace, 0 generators, 0 hot tubs, 4 roofs, 1 shed, 0 signs, 1 single family, 2 solar panels, 2 tank installs or removals, wireless communication, 0, wood pellet stove, 0. Estimated cost of buildings, which is 28 total permits, $635,101.50. Whoops. Fees collected. Certificate of occupancy, $950. Permit extensions, $1,738. Building permits, $5,346.84. Request for information, $1,600. Total building fees, $9,634.84. Fire inspections, $1,285. Total fees, $1,285. Burning fees, $125. ZBA applications, $300. ZBA escrow, $700. Total fees, $12,044.84.
Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Corcoran. Moving right along. Chief? Oh, Chief, you're here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Activity summary for the month of September 2019. Personal injury auto accidents 9, fatal accidents 1, property damage accidents 15, accidents not requiring a police report 3 for a total of 28 for the month. Vehicle and traffic summonses issued 155 with 0 parking. Complaint activity blotter entries 294, total arrests 14. Telephone calls handled 1,669. Police department payroll hours 19 and 20. Full-time dispatchers 26.5 hours, part-time dispatchers 26 hours. You can see the attached for the police officers. Mileage for the month, 12,415 miles. Police fuel consumption 1,433.403 gallons. If you guys look through the report, you're going to see some extra pages. There's actually 2 of them. We created a new chart with the help of Jim Garofalo. Maybe easier to so you can see what we budgeted for the various different lines and what we spent, what we have remaining, and the percentage utilized. Might make it a little easier for you guys to read as well. Also, we've been working very hard at the traffic crosswalk details. We had 4 details, approximately 4 hours each, scheduled either 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Weekdays and weekends. We wrote a total of 65 crosswalk tickets. 16 tickets were issued for various other violations. That was phase 1. We will now begin phase 2, and we caution people that if the pedestrian is going to cross 9W, to use the crosswalk. So we're going to be out in force writing tickets for pedestrians that do not use the crosswalk.
So we're going to ticket people that are jaywalking?
That's correct.
People that are
Not stopping.
not stopping.
That's correct. Also, October the 19th at Fluid Chance Park is the Town of Marlborough Community Day. Milton Fire, Marlborough Fire, and the town will be involved. Free hot dogs, hamburgers, ice cream, cotton candy, popcorn, soda. We have a bouncy house, we have a dunk tank, we have
Who's going to the dunk tank?
all kinds of Vincent Sales, one of the SROs. We have cotton candy coming. The only thing we don't have, I think, is a zoo this year. We couldn't get a zoo. But we got a helicopter coming, fire truck, smokehouse. We have a driving simulator from the county DWI, which is very neat. It's an electronic simulator. It makes you feel intoxicated and allows you electronically to drive a car. You get to feel the effects. That's new. That's going to be pretty neat. DEP is going to be there, DEC, Town Highway. The drone will be out. Yeah, we'll have a drone demonstration, canine demonstration. If I can get the fire department to burn something, we'll burn something. I doubt it. Sounded good though. We'll set something on fire. They can put it out. But that's October the 19th. This is this coming Saturday, 10 to 3. Please, everybody come out. It's a good time. Lots of giveaways. Everything's free, with the exception, I think, of some sweatshirts that are being sold. Train station and Town of Marlborough PBA.
Milton Landing.
Milton Landing. PBA, and I think the firehouse sells their sweatshirts and t-shirts as well. Other than that, everything else is free, so please come and enjoy and have a good time.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Jerry, just one question. The fatality on your, was that? I thought that was a long time ago, so.
Yeah, well, it falls in the beginning of September, which is this month.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Want me to do highway?
Would you like to read Dale's?
Yeah, I can read it.
Or John, you want to come and read your?
Okay. All right, here's the, from the Highway Department, this is the monthly report for September 2019. Roads, we started our paving projects of reclaiming Peach Lane and Sherman Drive. On 917 through 920, we milled Bloom Street, Grand Street, Hudson Terrace, and also repaired a catch basin and pipe on Hudson Terrace in the preparation for paving. The entire week of 923, we blacktopped with Peckham Industries, Peach Lane, Sherman Drive, Conti Terrace, Hudson Terrace, Bloom Street, and Grand Street. We repaired a swale on Sands Avenue. We milled and filled needed areas on Purdy Avenue and Mount Zion Road. On 930, we put millings on the roadsides of Peach Lane. At 919 through 927, we had a crew crack sealing needed areas of the road. Drainage, on 9-3, we installed 110 feet of 12-inch PVC pipe and a catch basin on Bingham Road. Brush and weeds, we continue to mow along the roadsides throughout the town. On 9-6, we flail mowed Old Indian Road and South Road in Milton. On 9-12, we mowed the reservoir area. Landfill, on 9-11, we mowed the area. We spent 9-17 helping to load old tires that were hauled out of the landfill. Water Department, we assisted the Water Department with repairing and repaving an area on Van Orden Road due to a water main break on August 12th. Fuel usage, gas, 308.583 gallons, diesel, 1,487.665 gallons, respectively submitted. John Alongi, Deputy Highway Superintendent.
Thank you, Alan. And
Thank you, John.
so thanks to the Highway Department, they started on West Street, heading south towards the library. And I believe Tuesday we're going to start with 4 Local 17 laborers and start framing and pouring concrete. Good job, John. Appreciate it. Is there anybody else? The public hearing is still open for the preliminary budget. Does anybody have any questions on that? If not, I'd like to close the public hearing and send Chris Wilco home because this is her day off. Okay, so I make a motion to close the public hearing for the 2020 preliminary budget.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Water Department.
Want me to read it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Monthly report for September for the Marlborough Water Department. Water consumption totaled 16.35 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 545,000 gallons, compared to last month of 16.84 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 543,000 gallons. Compared to a year ago, water consumption was 14.8 million gallons for the month, which is a daily usage of 494,000. Summary for the month. Hydrants. Repaired and replaced hydrants on Platico Road and Latintown Road. Service line. We had to inspect 2 service lines on Orchard View Drive. Curb boxes. We had to repair curb boxes on Grand Street. Meters. Had to replace 3 meters in houses because of lightning strikes. Billing. Bills went out. If there are any questions or any problems, feel free to give us a call. Remember, bills can also be paid online. Go to the Town of Marlborough, New York, www.townofmarlborough.org. Sewer, we had to replace risers on manhole covers due to the regrinding of roads. Service line inspections 1, closing 6, markout 63, gallons of gas 280, gallons of diesel 15, mileage for the month 1,700.
Thank you, Alan.
You're welcome.
We got the town clerk monthly report. Building permit, burn permits 1 for $80. Conservation 18 for $233.34. Dog licensing, female spayed 12 for $60, female unspayed 1 for $10, male neutered 10 for $50, male unneutered 3 for $30, for a total of $150. Landfill fees, permits 3 for a total of $90, punch cards 29 for a total of $1,735, for a grand total of $1,825. Marriage licenses 2 for $35. Building fee, building department 1 for $7,662.73. Fire fees from the building department 1 for $1,965. even. YRP Zumba gave us $400. Get down here. Accident reports, 11 for $55. Burglar permits, 2 for $40. Certified copies, 4 for $170. Clerk fees, 1 for $200. FOIL requests, 5 for $35, for a total of $500. Train station fee, 1 for $300, for a total of $300. Total local shares remitted, $13,151.57. Ag and markets for spay-neuter program, $34. New York State Environmental Conservation, $3,998.66. State Health Department for marriage licenses, $45. For total non-local revenues, $4,077.66. Total state, county, and local revenues, $17,229.23.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. This is from the Milton wastewater and the Marlborough wastewater. The Marlborough WWTP average daily flow was 71,000 gallons per day, about 40% of the design capacity. Average BOD removal was 99%. Average suspended solid removal was 99%. Permit requires at least 85% removal for both. Milton average daily flow is 28,000 gallons per day, about 53% of design capacity. Average BOD removal is 99%. Average suspended solids removal is 99%. Permit requires at least 85% removal for both. The computer system at Marlborough has finally been set up and is currently connected to the internet. This will be extremely helpful with EPA reporting and internal record keeping. We are going to wait to set up the other computer at the Milton Spectrum Connection Internet to the building. The pneumatic blower at the Milton plant has been replaced by an Excelsior blower and is currently working properly, and that's from Julian Falcon. The town of Marlborough dog control. If I could see this, I'll do it. I got it. Okay, this is from Andrew McKee. We received a total of 19 calls this month, including 12 calls to service for Marlborough PD, State Police, and Ulster County Sheriff. We responded to 4 active complaints and/or cases which are now closed or resolved. We currently have 0 open cases that have been addressed but are ongoing or unresolved. We impounded 0 stray dogs this month. No appearance tickets were issued this month. We currently have 0 dogs in the kennel. We have no dog bites reported this month. We had a successful inspection by the New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets this month. So that was an excellent report. All right. I'm going to do this one and then...
Assessor's office?
Yeah, you want to do it?
Sure.
Sure.
To town board from Cindy Hilbert, we prepared 3 property tax estimates. We processed 47 real property transfers. We are continuing to work on collecting our new construction and verifying our sales data. We are currently reviewing our sales from 7/1/2018 to 6/30/2019 to determine what our residential sales ratio will be for next year. These are the sales that are used to determine what the town's equalization rate and residential assessment ratios will be for next year.
Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
And Mr. Baker.
Yes. Let's see. Planning Board review September 2019, meeting on September 3rd was canceled. The next deadline was Friday, December 6th. And next scheduled meeting would be September 16th. So now we go to the meeting minutes of September 16th. Everybody was in attendance. First item on the agenda was Bayside Mixed Use, 18 Bertzel Avenue, Marlborough, public hearing. Subdivision site plan review. The public hearing was reopened and closed with limited input from the members of the community voicing concerns. A resolution of approval was passed by a vote of 4-2. Chris Noto for 194 Highland Avenue, Marlborough, public hearing subdivision. The public hearing was open and closed with limited input from members of the community voicing concerns. The applicant will address the concern raised in return for consideration of approval. Top Seed Landscape, 1943 Route 9W, Milton, public hearing site plan. The public hearing was open and closed with limited input from members of the community voicing concerns. The applicant will address the concerns raised in return for consideration of approval. Next one was Garone's Mountain Fresh Farm, 17 Bailey's Gap, Highland final site plan. The applicant received final approval via resolution by a vote of 6-0. Next item was Royal Energy, 166 Route 9W, Milton, sketch site plan. The applicant reappeared after revisiting the town board to address revisions to their previously approved BC zone placement. A public hearing will be held on October 21st, 2019. Next item is Brooklyn Bottling, 9 Riverview Drive, Marlborough, sketch site plan. Ongoing discussions regarding fire protection were evaluated and several technical issues with the application discussed. The applicant is to provide a detailed engineering analysis of the existing and proposed water systems for review. The applicant requested consideration for conditional approval at the October 21st, 2019 meeting. Town engineer Pat Hines expressed his concerns regarding the requested conditional approval. The planning board attorney will prepare a resolution for discussion and/or approval for the October 7th, 2019 meeting. The next item was Griner BSD Realty, New York, 96 Idlewild Road, Marlborough, sketch subdivision lot line. The applicant proposed a lot line change subdivision. Several technical issues were discussed, and the applicant was advised to revise plans to simplify the proposal. The applicant was further advised a minimum of 10 acres required for bottling on site. The applicant's representatives will meet with his client and return at a later date. Next item was Richard Schultz, Route 9W, Milton, discussion without engineer, attorney, or stenographer. The applicant requested clarification regarding constructing a warehouse on a previously discussed site. Next item was Bob Vallone, Milton, discussion without attorney, engineer, and/or stenographer. The applicant requested clarification regarding 2 projects. The first was in reference to reopening a bed and breakfast on a pre-existing site. He was advised to check the previous site plan approvals and confer with the town code enforcement officer. The second project involves subdividing a 53-acre parcel. He was given advice on how to proceed. Next deadline is Friday, February 27th. Next meeting is October 7th. Respectfully submitted, Chris Brandt, Chairman.
Thank you, Howard.
You're welcome.
Report of the committees. Anything on the Recreation Committee is about the all-inclusive playground. So everything is timed, certainly. We have received the final contract from DASNY the other day, so we are ready to rock and roll and purchase it. I think the playground equipment is around $140,000, and I think the other items are for concrete and stuff like that. So thanks to Lyra and Celeste, we're moving forward, and Dave, of course. We're waiting for them to come up now and lay out everything where the holes have to be dug, and then we're going to organize the community to come and volunteer to put the playground up. That's all I got on recreation. Anybody else? Okay. And then don't forget the community event, which is October 19th at Cluachance Memorial Park. 10th to 3.
Sign language.
I pick up on that real fast. All right. Anything with the Emergency Management Preparedness Committee?
No updates.
And I think we're ready to go. I think we should have a discussion probably sometime in November with the CAC with their design guidelines. IT committee, like Mr. Falcon says, that they just had the installation of one computer and we're working on another one. We do ever do the cameras at the train station, the 2 cameras? Do we have the cameras? Okay, it's just a matter of putting them up. Okay. Milton Train Station, we had a great event over the weekend. You want to talk about that, Howard? You were there.
No, Rosemary should talk about that.
Rosemary, you want to come up and give us a little pitch on what happened?
I was there, and it was very
I
nice.
was there
but
also.
She certainly knows the details better than I do. The apples were great.
Right into the microphone,
So this year was the first time the New York State has Path Through History weekends in June and October. And we thought the train station was ready enough to participate. So we had an open house Saturday and Sunday. You could have done it 3 days, but we decided to do it 2 days. And we try to highlight the role of the train station in helping the Hudson Valley Food Exchange and agriculture in the community. So we had some nice displays set up and historical documents and books. And Judy Clark made an incredible timeline of the history of agriculture in Marlborough. That was put up in the freight room, and I think we're going to laminate it because it's really nice and should be saved.
Yeah, it was
And
great.
our president, Sherman Steeran, put together a model train set that kids and grown-ups loved playing with it. So it was really nice, and on Saturday afternoon, it was so beautiful. We had the freight room doors open, and a train came and just parked right there because I knew another train would be coming, and that was a really big hit. People were videoed. So we had about 50 people come from different states even, because the state blasts us out on advertising. So it was great for the first time event, and it was a lot of fun to be there and talk to people, and people really appreciate the landing. They love it there, and they love coming there, and they were happy the train station was open and they could see what was going on inside. So
Well, thank you, Rosemary. Thanks for doing that.
It was great.
And she did a better job than you would have.
Very professionally done.
We're not going to ask her to come up, but again, you have a Milton Landing Citizens Committee report.
I think we're pretty
Okay.
good.
Marlborough Hamlet Economic Development.
Nothing to report right now.
We have no report on that. Meet me in Marlborough.
I think they had a successful
Yeah, Bounty.
event.
That Bounty Fest was very well attended, I thought. Yeah. I thought Sheila did a great job, and yeah, it was very good. And it helps with the weather. When the weather's really nice and warm, people feel like getting out, doing stuff. Yeah. I mean, you look at the weekends, we've been very fortunate. I mean, we've been blessed, especially with the Picayunes. I mean, these guys the police busy when that happens,
Very busy, huh? Latin Town Road particularly. I appreciate it.
So is Latin Town now the new 9W?
On the weekends it is.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable.
It's busy up by me, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but GPS must take them on Latin Town Road.
It does.
And
Actually, I think it takes them right to,
Exactly. We need signs. We've been
yeah,
talking about we need signs.
Exactly.
I think a lot of GPS is taken to Clark's on Milton Turnpike, because I see everybody there calling, looking at the GPSs, resetting stuff. So it's the weirdest thing in the world. There's always like 2 or 3 cars parked there, resetting GPS, right there. So I don't know what happens. Must be.
How many
Yeah.
tickets did you write on Latin Town Road this weekend?
It was a holiday.
Dozens, probably. There were a lot of stop cars.
Oh, no doubt. Friday before we left, I put out a directive, because we've gotten several complaints about the Four Corners.
Yeah.
People come flying through there, right?
So I put out a directive Friday afternoon, for the weekend to spend an inordinate amount of time up there, and I believe they had, so
Yeah.
we'll find out tomorrow morning when I go.
Thank you, Chief. The Milton Association Committee, I think they put the pumpkins out and everything.
Yeah, they got the pumpkins and the mums out. Again, they did a terrific job. They took all the old flowers are out. Another successful growing year. So, again, can't say enough about those folks down there.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Just with that, not that this is them, but I guess why I can say it now. The firehouse, and I guess probably Vivian will be involved too, so it'll be their association. We're gonna be doing the Halloween parade
Okay.
on the 31st, so it'll be on Halloween. I guess we spoke with the library as well. It's gonna be about, probably step-off's gonna be like around 5:20, 5:30, somewhere in there, just to give kids enough time to get home from school. Plus, there's after-school activities like Legos and stuff like that going on for the elementary school. So that should give everybody enough time to line up like we've been doing. I'm gonna ask Jerry, can you have a patrol down there? Appreciate that. And it'll be just, the same parade march to the firehouse. The firehouse is all on board. We'll have candy and games and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've always been great in the
Yeah,
past.
it's always been fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. We look forward for that, and also the trunk or treat at Joe Wild's. And then again, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to say nothing about the weather.
Don't jinx it.
Transfer station review.
I think Scott might have something to say about that, but well, we're going to talk about that, but I have nothing new. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that later, right? Yeah.
Is that just for the transfer station? That doesn't have anything to do with the building?
Yeah, other than the building, I have nothing else to report.
Yeah, but the tires were taken, right?
Yeah.
We did that already.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think,
Okay.
last meeting.
Okay. So,
We should, and remind me, and I will follow up to get the names of the participants, and we'll thank them for that.
they weren't the same people?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure, I wasn't there.
Okay. So in the old business, plans for Tomvac? I mean, I think we should just put Tomvac update. Do you
Yes.
agree? Because already Phil Bell, he did his proposal, did the plans. I would suggest make a motion that in A, we put Tomvac update.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Al,
Okay.
we did get the money, so now we know we have 800,000, and
Yep.
what's the summary of what's the next steps as far as
So
you're concerned?
basically what happened is, we had the 250,000 from Frank. We got 550,000, 375 from Senator Skoufis, 175 from Assemblyman Jacobson. So that makes 800,000. We already, by a board resolution, put in for the 250 for Frank. I started that paperwork, which I also started with the new car for the $50,000. So we have those two items in Dasney's hands. I think they went through Ways and Means, so further development on that of paperwork that I have to do. And then I just started the James Skoufis $375,000, and that's going to go through. And then the only thing I'm waiting for is paperwork for Ways and Means for the $175,000 for Assemblyman Jacobson. So basically, it usually takes about a year. If you're like me, I jump on it right away. As soon as they send me an email, they need something, I'm right there the next day or that day. And so hopefully what I've noticed is if you're very conscientious and you answer their questions right away, it's within a year. So basically the $150,000 from the playground was started. We started that around this time, right? I remember we had Senator Larkin was alive, and we had a photo op there.
Yeah.
So it's about a year, maybe a month. So that's the time frame. So as soon as we get the contracts, then we could start in with the spending stuff.
I think you may have.
I think they pulled the mic on you.
Try the input on the wall there.
Gave you the hook.
Why don't you just, Scott's maybe.
Plug into the other mic.
All right.
Yeah, he just kept talking.
So anyhow, that's the process. We're moving forward, and thank everybody, especially the senator and the assemblyman. Yeah, they said I would be happy, and I was extremely happy. That being said, I think we made a motion to change A to say Tomvac rehabilitation update. Is that correct? Okay.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. We talked about the design standards for 9W. We'll get that going in November. I haven't heard anything. I think we're just about there to sign off on the LWRP. We did the water district improvement. No, we didn't. We did the, I don't know if you want to leave that on or if what Charlie wants to do. If you want to leave it on, I have no problem with that. The metal building at the transfer station, I think we could take that off because we have a resolution now to go ahead with the finances to improve that building. How does the board feel about getting E off?
I would
Yeah,
make that motion.
yeah, we're taking care of it, right?
Yep, I'm fine
We're
with it.
taking care of the building tonight. So that
Yeah.
should be, we put a bow on it, we're done, right?
Yep.
Second it.
Okay. That being said, the reason I got confused is, Alan, we did meet with Dennis Larios, and he did a desktop analysis about bringing water to Con Freezer or
Chestnut, doing the loop on
yeah,
Chestnut.
yeah.
I'd like to keep it on there because I think it's something that, honestly, I think benefits our water system as a whole, not just one
Yeah,
user.
this one has the Milton Turnpike.
Yeah, that one is not Alan's. That one is,
That was my original one because it
That's
it keeps breaking.
Yeah.
that's the
And I
Milton
said it was
Turnpike.
not-
Do you want to leave that on?
It has, it's
No,
not
I
fixed.
think we should leave that on until
I
Alan,
think we should leave it on until it's fixed.
Okay,
yeah. Or until Charlie says,
just
don't
me.
worry about it.
okay. And the other one, the proposal depends on actually on the applicant who's building the 70,000 square foot.
Well, he's one part of it.
He's a big part of it
He's a
because
big-
a lot of he could pay for half of it,
He
basically.
could if he's approached correctly, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say.
This is where?
This is, no, this is, Raw Energy, which is Con Freezers.
I mean, is our next step to sit down and have a meeting with him?
I think I've been at the planning board meetings with Patty Brooks. She's the one who took it over from Mr. Brown, and she's moving forward with it. I think at this point, I don't know if they're going to be putting it into sections, the 70,000 square foot, so this way they don't have to do sprinkler system, but so it's going back and forth. I don't know if it's New York State law that you can't do that. I just don't know. So they go back and forth with the planning board on that one issue. So when that's resolved, but all the items that were discussed with the town board, because we're involved with the BC district, we made it known to the chairman that these are our concerns about hooking up for at least putting something there in anticipation of hooking up water for the sprinkler systems.
So do we want to add something?
Maybe we could do that. No, let's find out what's going to happen with the planning board, and then if they're moving forward, then we could do the discussion on that whole issue.
But we still have are we deleting E? The motion was made by Scott.
Yep, a motion was made to delete E, a second by
I'll second it.
Mr. Baker. All in favor? Was by everybody?
Aye.
All right, so moved. So maybe in new business, maybe we'll put this, I put down to amend the agenda to talk about the ice skating rink under the pavilion. We're just talking to Alan. He suggested that we don't use the LED lights because they're very expensive. So maybe we could do a motion tonight to approve for a certain amount of money, not to exceed. I think you said it was around $1,400 with the kit, or you want to,
I would say this, to be safe, I would say not to exceed 2,000. I think it'd be more than safe. You know what I mean? Because I think we're just going to have, there would be maybe a few things that would pop up, but I still think it's going to be way less than that.
okay.
You know, with the cost of the kit, cost of the lumber, there's just going to be a couple of little things. Al asked me, I actually brought up the LED lights, which you can place underneath the ice, and it really gives it a nice look. When I went and priced them, One strand, we would probably need 4 strands, but to do one strand would cost about $335. We would need 4 of those. So that would almost double our budget just on lights. So my idea was, they make these for $35, we can get 2 lights that, or 35 each, we can get 2 lights that go up into the rafters, and they'll shine down like LED lasers, kind of dot the
Oh,
ice.
yeah. Yeah.
So, and they'll kind of move.
Like
and-
disco lights?
Yeah, like disco lights. You know
Down
what I mean?
out the dance center.
But, yeah, well, so they're like $35 each.
It'll be out there.
But if it works and it's populated, then maybe next year I'll come back to you and say, let's do the LED lights, or let's try to do the LED lights, because they really do make it pop, you know what I mean? But let's start soft.
And so we have measurements, everything's going to fit there?
Everything will be fine.
Okay. And the other thing is, do you think that we have to do any kind of, signage of when they could do it, or just when the park's open?
I
Any
thought about that. The park closes.
parental guidance or something?
Well, it's going to be skate at your own risk, but like anything else. But the park closes at 10, so I mean, in theory, we can put timers on the lights.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the lights you can actually time till, basically, I'm sure with a pretty good timer, you can get them to start flashing at like 9:50. You know what I mean? Get them to start blinking so people know it's time to go, and then basically shut them, not make it go black, but like maybe leave one on, just it's time to go. And
That's a good question about lighting, so are we gonna have to keep the lights on every single night as?
I would say weekend skating, you know what I mean? I wouldn't do it every single night. I would basically just say it's Friday, Saturday night skating.
It's going to be dictated by
We
weather,
have more
too.
control over it then, too.
Yeah.
If we have a warm winter, it might not.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a warm winter, there's not gonna be any skating.
Right, so we'll see.
But with it being underneath the pavilion, it's not gonna get sun.
Right.
So really, it's gonna depend on nighttime temperature.
Right.
So and it's only gonna be like 10 inches of water.
Yeah, it's-
So you know what I mean? And it's gonna be on the surface. So I don't foresee that being too large of a problem. But I would say like night skating should be just relegated to like Friday, Saturday. But there'll be daytime skating anytime you wanna go. You know what I
Sounds
mean?
good.
it's a great
It's
idea.
easy with either, if we can get Tom to go up there, if not, I mean, PD's on patrol. If they go up there at 10:30, people are there, they just say, hey, beat it, you know what I mean?
So do you want to make that motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion,
Up to 2,000?
up to
Yes.
2,000. I don't think we'll spend it, but
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Al.
One thing we just gotta make sure we remind the highway department that if it does snow, we need to plow.
They usually plan that for some odd reason.
I think they've been plowing it.
Even where the parking area,
Oh, you mean the the road, too. I thought you meant the skating rink.
I think they plow,
Yeah, for the Friday,
I
Saturday.
think they do plow it usually, but, yeah.
No,
Now they have a reason to.
okay. Correspondence.
It's another good thing about it being covered. You don't have to worry about snow on it, on the
Yeah.
surface.
that's what I said, with it being covered, the sun's not gonna melt it. So
Right.
it's in good shape.
Cool.
So I have this report, email from this individual, Lynn M. Lagata, Lagatta. It says, Mr. Lanzetta, I own a home in Marlborough and recently received a very high water bill. I called the water department yesterday and left a phone message. I received a return phone call within an hour and was told they would look into it. Charlie got back to me later that day saying there was obviously a leak or something wrong at my house because the usage was ridiculously high. We made arrangements to meet this morning to look at the problem. As promised, Charlie called me in the morning and scheduled a time to meet. Charlie and Bruno showed up on time and helped me to determine where there was a leak in my flapper, which was causing water to escape and keep the bowl filling up. Sorry for the long introduction paragraph, but the main purpose of my sending this email is to let you know how impressed I was with the responsiveness and assistance provided to me by these two gentlemen. I thank them, but wanted to make sure you knew what an exceptional team you have working for you. Well, thank you very much. That was great. Thank you, Charlie and Bruno. Unfortunately, I have to read a little of this. I'm not going to read all of it, but it's an individual that is publicly, I think we know that she's been complaining about Chestnut Petroleum Project and causing a fracture in a stone foundation. She's further away, but I just wanted to address that I am reading this. It was, and I'm not going to mention any names, but she had a problem with the, she told me that, and she had some pictures. I sent this to the board, I believe. Yeah, and you could see some fracturing there. It's pretty far away, so I don't know. This was a while back, but she just wanted to reiterate it in an email to me, so now you know.
Who, if anybody, who would look into that?
Are we,
Investigate.
We are not responsible.
Yeah.
So here we come. I thought you were going to
but-
go out to dinner. So, this is the time, public comments. Anybody have any public comments and want to come up and, no, you're shaking your head. Thanks for sticking around, appreciate it. So we'll move forward. First resolution, 78. This is actually to tidy up everything as a resolution bond for the approval of Highland Avenue and Marlborough LLC. So this is a procedure so that this way, when this is the on Highland Avenue project, and this is so we could actually charge them for like a certain percent of the project. This is a 36-unit condominium. Hudson Circle in the town of Marlborough, tax parcel section 108.12, block 8, lot 23. Whereas the town code section 155-31L provides that an applicant may be required to post a performance bond in suitable amount and duration to ensure acceptable installation of various improvements. And it goes on about whereas the codes are stipulated. So this is a resolution for the planning board to proceed with the performance bond and moves for its adoption.
Want me to poll the,
You want to poll them?
sure, I'm already the clerk from the beginning. Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes.
Councilman Corcoran. Yes. Councilman Baker.
Yes.
Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli. Yes.
I could do you.
You do me next.
Okay.
This is like
Very good.
the Stooges up here. So, Resolution 79 to accept the estimate for pavilion lighting at Claude Chance Park. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Whereas we received estimates for the lighting outside the bathroom in the park, and where the following estimate were received. Dave Poolin and Son was $2,360. Our Ruggiero Plumbing and Heating and Electric and AC was $2,550. On-site industry was $2,680, whereas the lowest estimate was Dave Poolin and Son. Be resolved that the town board of the town of Marlborough accepts Dave Poolin and Son's estimate for lighting outside the park bathroom. I want to add to that, so it's the pavilion and lighting in front of the bathrooms. So I make a motion to change that.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And a moves for its adoption. Yes.
You know, he's also the first row by the front of the pavilion, underneath the pavilion. He's gonna make them be on motion.
Okay.
People, when they do bocce, I guess they said at night, it's dark getting over to the bathroom.
It's good for,
Did you bring up bocce? Was it?
No, he hasn't shown up.
but that's actually good for security too.
Yeah,
Think about it at night. People are in there.
We're doing well with that, right? We get are they up?
Who?
No, they're not up. You know
The
the
gutters.
No, they're ordered. They're not up. He hasn't shown
Okay.
up yet.
All right. So with that amendment to this resolution, and we move for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran. Yes. Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Baker.
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Yes.
See that work?
All right.
It's pretty smooth.
Nice move. And this is Resolution 80, number 80, to accept an estimate for the transfer station garage door. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas we received estimates for doors at the transfer station, and whereas we received the following estimates: ADM Contracting, $8,771, D&D Builders, $9,855.91, PPL Modular Homes is $10,550, whereas the lowest estimate was ADM Contracting. Be resolved that the Town Board of Town of Marlborough accepts ADM contract estimates for the transfer station garage door and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran. Yes. Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Baker.
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Yes.
And Resolution 81, to expense monies from the building reserve account. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be resolved that $2,360 be expensed from the building reserve amount A.0878.002 for electrical work at the park, and $8,771 for a garage door at the transfer station, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran. Yes. Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Baker.
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Yes.
Final Resolution 82, to appoint a part-time police officer. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas the Police Committee has interviewed for the position of part-time police officer, and whereas it is recommendation of the Police Committee as well as the Chief of Police to appoint Salvatore Russo. Now therefore be resolved that Salvatore Russo be appointed effective immediately, and moves it for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran. Yes. Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Baker.
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Yeah, I'd like to say yes. I think this is a really good addition. I mean, he's really going to stay part-time. He has a full-time job, so I think that he'll work out really well.
He's our juice on the Mid-Hudson Bridge, so if you want the light a special color, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's already been a police officer.
Can he do orange and black?
He's very old.
I don't know if we can ask, how do you do black light?
Just turn them off.
And that was yes.
And the last thing that we added to the agenda, the amendment, was the Ulster County Planning Board. I just need a motion for Supervisor to sign this for a General Municipal Law 239MN referral submittal form.
I make the recommendation for the supervisor to sign this.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. This has to do, by the way, with the 72,000 square foot commercial storage facility. Planning Board referral of the site plan was previously submitted. The applicant is requesting the establishment of a business quarter overlay district for the above referenced parcel. A floating zone which may be established should be exercised by the town board and requires a change in the zoning map. So that's what this whole referral is about. All right?
Yep.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you, audience, for hanging out. We had a lot of fun tonight, a lot of good stuff.
I'd like to make one more motion, if that's possible, and that would be for an adjournment.
And I'll second that.
All in favor? All right, so moved. Thank you.